Space exploration is a fairly strange topic to most. Many people still think spaceships and astronauts on foreign planets are something out of a sci-fi movie. And while others are caught up on the realities of space exploration, some still think that only government and NASA have a monopoly on space travel. But that's entirely not the case. Today, there are private companies working to make space tourism a thing, and they might be closer to actualizing this dream than you think. Today, we'll run down some future space missions you should know. Hey guys, welcome to this YouTube channel. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you stay in the loop with all of our latest releases. So come along and explore such topics like this one by hitting that subscribe button and following us along with post notifications turned on. All done? Cool. Let's launch off into the info. First on our list is the Europa lander mission. The proposed concept for a future mission to Europa, which is Jupiter's largest moon, is in its early planning stages. The aim of the mission is to search for biosignatures or signs of life on the surface of the icy moon. Scientists have had a keen eye on the moon since the 1990s, and after a flyby probe caught a better picture of the moon's surface in 1970, they believe the surface of the moon might be covered with ice and possess an ocean underneath. The salty liquid water is believed to be capable of harboring extraterrestrial life forms, but the only way to be sure is to land a robotic lander directly on Europa's icy surface, where samples would be collected and analyzed in a mini laboratory inside the lander. The lander would come fully equipped with a camera and microscope for better imaging of the surface materials and topography of the moon. A seismometer to read geological activities like vibrations, tectonic plate movements, and eruptions would also be on board to enable scientists better understanding the stability of the gigantic rock. Fun fact about Europa, its proximity to Jupiter means it's blasted with radiation from the planet's surface, and hence it's unable to support human life. Although a date for the mission hasn't been released yet, the Europa lander pre-project team held meetings in 2020 and is set to release an update on their progress in the coming months. Although life on Europa is a relatively new concept to most, you might have heard about it without even noticing. The icy moon made its way to Hollywood by making an appearance in the HBO series Watchmen, released in 2019. With an approved budget of $190 million by Congress, NASA has set a projected launch date for the lander for 2027. The Near-Earth Asteroid Scout mission. This mission was recently selected by NASA's Advanced Exploration Systems, AES, and it was specifically selected by a team from the Jet Propulsion Laboratory and Marshall Space Flight Center. The mission is aimed at traveling to and studying its target asteroid, 1991 VG, which is at a safe distance from Earth. No need to panic. It's important to understand the composition of these space rocks, their trajectory, destinations, and the challenges that they may pose to future space exploration missions, however close or far away from Earth that they might be. This reconnaissance mission will use Cubesta mini satellites and solar panel sail propulsion, as they offer great efficiency for their relatively small size and low cost. A flyby around the orbit of the asteroid will enable the NEA Scout to observe its shape, size, and position in space, as well as its morphological and rational properties. Its surrounding dust and debris fields are also of interest, as they could pose a threat to any satellites close by if they were to break free from the asteroid's gravitational pull and come flying across space like space bullets moving at unbelievable speeds. The Scout would be equipped with cameras similar to that used for the navigation cameras on the Mars 2020 rover. Snapshots will be taken of the asteroid's surface, as well as the thermal imaging to understand its journey through space. The information relayed from the NEA Scout will further human understanding of the origin of asteroids and how they might give us an understanding of the foundation of the formation of other planetary bodies, and may even shed light on the potential future of our very own beloved planet Earth. The projected launch date is set to be in November 2021, with a live stream of the launch available to the general public, so watch out. The Sphere X project, the spectrophotometer for the history of the universe, EPO of reionization, and ICE's Explorer. I know it's quite a mouthful, let's just call it the Sphere X mission from here on out. Even with the long name, it's kind of hard to understand what this project is about, so let's break it down for you. The Sphere X mission is a survey mission, and not just any survey, but an optical survey using infrared lights to scan the cosmic trail of the Milky Way galaxy and millions of other galaxies far away. It will provide the Sphere All-Sky Spectral Survey of the cosmos over a 2-year period. The Sphere X Space Observatory will compile data that will help scientists understand and explore the origins of the universe, which, despite all of our technological advances, is still somewhat of a mystery shrouded in theories and hypotheses. At 6 months intervals, the spacecraft will survey, well, space. It will look for organic molecules as well as water and other Earth-like minerals which are capable of supporting life and may indicate the presence of other biological entities in the universe. The data from the surveys will create a map of the universe in different color bands, 96 bands to be exact, which will far exceed all previous interstellar mapping available on Earth. It also aims to identify what scientists call stellar nurseries, which are regions where stars are born from gas and dust, as well as disks around the stars where new planets could be forming. This will help scientists study firsthand the formation process of planetary bodies. This project will be led by Dr. Jamie Bach, supervising collaboration with different institutes and organizations, all responsible for various aspects of the mission building components. Ball Aerospace will be supplying the spacecraft itself with the non-flight cryogenic test chamber provided by the Korean Astronomy and Space Science Institute, and the California Institute of Technology and Jet Propulsion Laboratory will be developing the Sphere X payload. The data will be available to the public for those of us that can actually read space data through the Infrared Processing and Analysis Center. The project will be funded with over $242 million, and that's not including launch cost. Sphere X is projected to launch on the 17th of June 2024. NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services, CLPS, mission to moon. I know what you might be thinking. The moon is so 1969, which is why this is the part where I put out that no one has set foot on the moon in almost 50 years. Since NASA's Apollo 17 mission back in 1972, only probes have been sent to our gray night light in space. NASA's Artemis program isn't about sending another probe to the moon, but breaking the nearly 50-year-long streak and actually sending people to the moon, not just temporarily, but permanently. Yeah, you heard right. Permanently. NASA aren't the only ones shooting for the moon. On the contrary, private companies that are interested in conducting research, collecting lunar debris and rocks, or studying the conditions on the moon firsthand, or just flat out visiting the moon because they can, are all making plans to launch in collaboration with NASA. NASA aims to establish a permanent outpost on the spacecraft and housing needed to sustain the astronauts that will be the first permanent residents on the moon. The Artemis moon mission aims to send 2 astronauts to the moon by 2024 and an accompanying lunar outpost by the end of 2030. SpaceX and Blue Origin. The greatest technological and business powerhouses of our time have made their mark in the world and have set their sights on space. NASA's open bid to build spacecraft capable of boarding more than just astronauts to space has the biggest spacecraft companies in the world competing for dominance. With Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin and Elon Musk's SpaceX aerospace companies both having great rocket designs but different build and capacity, it's safe to say the space race is on. Bezos' Blue Origin company received $579 million in funding from NASA to build the Integrated Lander Vehicle, ILV, a 3-step space lander capable of conveying astronauts to and from the Lunar Space Station. Bezos had previously made a proposal to the Air Force to receive funding to build his New Glenn reusable rocket that wouldn't burn up upon re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere and would require an investment of about $2.5 billion. The proposal was rejected, but despite the rejection, Bezos still went ahead with plans to develop this rocket and reportedly spent about $1 billion annually in developing the spacecraft. The New Glenn rocket is in developing stages and upon completion will be able to fly not just to the moon but all the way to Mars and back in successive trips. NASA's Artemis moon mission awarded Elon Musk's SpaceX company $135 million to build a lunar landing system to convey its astronauts to the moon, and on board with it, the very first woman scheduled to walk the lunar surface. Musk is looking beyond the moon and hasn't been quiet about his ambition to ferry people to Mars and back. The proposed Starship lander is so big it's able to sit up to 100 people. For a metal rocket flying through space, that's a lot of passenger seats. It will need an elevator for astronauts to move from the surface of the moon or Mars to the flight deck. This Starship is in testing phase and has run a few unsuccessful takeoff tests, with the rocket blowing up after successfully landing back on the test site in Texas. But it's safe to say they seem to be making progress and space tourism is only a few years away. Do you think the Starship will be completed anytime soon, and is space tourism really going to be a thing? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And also be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you on the next one. That's it for today. Bye guys.